The hospitality sector is a great part of tourism. As we reopen, we need to go out, eat, drink, have some fun, sleep over somewhere. Now, with the country reopening in phases, even as the COVID-19 pandemic wears on, many are wondering how much risk they would face if they visit their favorite restaurants or when they check in at the hotel. And so what should guests expect? How can hotels open safely? That's a question I'll be putting to Dr. Joseph Mensah Ansah, who is a certified hospitality trainer with the ILO. He's also a lecturer at GIMPA. He joins us with some insight. Thanks for making time to be with us. We started the conversation yesterday. Hopefully, we can continue. Hope you're doing good, sir.
Yeah, I'm doing very well.
Great.
I hope you're doing good too.
I'm doing fantastic. So what should be the major considerations for hotel managers as they open up? What changes should they make?
Yeah, thank you. We are all aware, there's no doubt, that coronavirus pandemic has really dealt a very swift and devastating blow to the industry, both tourism and hospitality industry. Indeed, these are uncharted waters, and this brings along a lot of anxiety and fear and uncertainty. In fact, investors in the sector are concerned, but they still have to keep their heads down and keep the facilities running. Now, some hotels have started opening since the March shutdown, and most of the big ones are still shut, but a few have started opening. Things will never be the same again. There's a new normal, as we say. We've been looking at the reopening and things to do. For me, there are three key things that we'll be looking at. Assurance, assuring the guests that they are safe, building confidence in the guests that the hotels are safe and they can return to the guests, and above all, the comfort of the guests. But to achieve these three, there are 10 factors or issues that I want hotel owners or operators to be looking at. Number one is to prevent the spread of the virus in the hotel or in the facility. And this is in all areas of the facility: housekeeping, food and beverage, both production and service, front of the house. And I will urge the managers or the proprietors to develop SOPs to handle these health protocols. Again, the second point I will be looking at is provide up-to-date information on the COVID, both for guests and for the hotel staff as well. So information should be all around the hotel. People or the hotel should not pretend that there is nothing at stake. There should be enough stickers all over the place. Indeed, one of the ways of building assurance and confidence is to let the guests see that the staff are continuously sanitizing the areas. That will build confidence and assurance in the guests. The third thing that hotels may have to look at is to look at changes in procedures, especially encouraging in-room dining and in-room service. Those will limit the amount of people coming into the restaurant. Most of them encourage them to eat in their rooms. Okay, that will be very good. But that also comes with its own challenges for the hotels in terms of staffing, in terms of production, in terms of service efficiency, and so forth. But if hotels want to progress, in fact, now most guests who even venture the hotels are afraid to sit in a restaurant. So the only way we can encourage them to be comfortable at the hotel is to encourage them to eat in their room. So in-room dining. So hotels that doesn't have the in-room dining will have to develop procedures for in-room dining. Okay. Again, you should try and minimize contact as much as possible during service. So buffet service may now change to a la carte service. Most of the hotels adapted buffet service. They may have to go back to a la carte service, because buffet service, the serving spoons and the serving tools are being touched by all the guests along, and to maybe it may not be too feasible for the hotel staff to be sanitizing the serving tools as we move along. The easier way out is to do a la carte service. Great. One thing that can also assure the customers is to get them to take control over their housekeeping schedule. You know, in most hotels, you are there, they will knock on the door, it's time, housekeeping, you are coming in. For instance, if I'm sleeping for just one night, you better leave me to leave the room before you come and do your change of linen. So that will also build confidence and assurance for the guests. Social distancing in all the public areas should be ensured, and guests should be encouraged to wear their mask, either face shield or face mask or nose masks when they're in the public areas. So these are some of the few issues that we can look at.
That's fantastic. And for hotels that had to accept people to quarantine, I bet it's a much more difficult task for them when you talk about reassuring customers. How do you think they should approach it?
Communication. They should tell the public what they have done after the COVID quarantine guests are gone. What protocols were put in place. And as I said, it boils down to communication. Because these hotels are known, they are out there, their names are out there. Okay, so they have a bit of an uphill task to communicate better and specific as to what they have done after the COVID guests left the hotel.
Okay, let's talk about opening and not running at a loss. So you talk about stuff like in-room dining, other things that they have to do, which may see them incur some more costs. How do they manage that so that they don't run at a loss?
The truth is that things will never be normal again. In fact, for hotel operations to normalize, I'm giving myself more than a year. Minimum will be 2 years for us to normalize. We have to cut costs, adapt new processes and new procedures, look at staffing structures, working hours. For the guests, already the demand is low. And if you increase the cost, the demand will fall further. So you want to maintain at least the level of demand that we have now by not increasing costs, by cutting our own costs.
And it's not just about the customers, right? It's also about the safety of the workers.
Perfect. Perfect. Staff, in fact, confident staff will offer confident and quality service. So training and information sharing among staff and ensuring that staff adhere to the PPE protocols, that will get the guests to know that the staff are confident and that they can also be assured that they are safe in the hotel. So it actually starts with the staff. The staff should be wearing their PPE, should be ensuring that they are safe, social distancing and so forth should be adhered to strictly.
Okay. And well, finally, we talk about how things have changed over time because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Do you think that we would ever come back to normal in terms of the way things are approached when we visit the hotels and restaurants? Or do you think that the COVID-19 pandemic is going to bring about some changes that are going to be lasting?
Certainly, certainly. There's a new term, a new normal. So even if you return to the normal, you return to a new normal. Formerly, you could walk into any hotel, but now, as soon as you enter the hotel, they direct you to the washrooms or they pump something into your arms to rub yourself with it. You have to wear a nose mask, and if you don't have, the hotel will provide you with a nose mask. So things are changing. Fortunately for us, guests understand. Okay, but we should encourage the guests to let them know that we are on their side and that we are there for their safety and for their comfort. When we do that, the assurance will come, the comfort will come, and the guests will slowly, things will normalize, but at a very slow pace,
All right. Thanks very much for your perspective this afternoon. That was Dr. Joseph Mensah. He's a certified hospitality trainer with the ILO. Thank you so much.